forget. Hey, everybody. We're here. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the TED Show, episode 143. With my friend Greg Eisenberg. I'm so happy to have him here. Let us know you can hear us and see us. We are in a different, me too, we're in a different part of the Citrus Club. So it's super important that you can hear us and see us because I don't know how the connection is here. So we've got several people on. Did you know that button does not really... Hey, John. Hey, Bill.
Look, I'm there. It says I'm watching, but I'm here.
That's right.
It's Russia.
It's totally Russia. But you guys can hear us and see us. Obviously, we're getting the thumbs up. And I was going to try to share, but you see how my little thing goes here? It's crazy. It's
from right there.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
All right.
This is why they keep me around.
Greg is so good. I love it. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I post to, right?
Yep. Just hit post.
So you guys are patient. I'm sorry. Just lost connection over there. Can you hear us and see us now? Because it looks like we're going fine. Hey, Bill. All right. Well, it looks like it's good. Tell me. Let me know. Because it looks fine. That's why we ask. See, it's so important in the beginning.
It is important to ask. Feedback.
All right, so Stacy says yes. We can see us and hear us, and we're getting some, even though this is frozen for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
I'm really happy to be here.
Good. And so it's funny because I'm trying to remember. I think I saw a post of yours.
Yes.
You're good? Okay,
Sure.
thanks.
Yeah.
And hey, Devin. Hey. Oh, my gosh. Cam's on, too. We got a lot of people on. I think I saw a post that you did, maybe because of Tiger Bay.
Sure.
And I thought, oh God, this guy's got some cool stuff going on. I've got to reach out to him. You look marvelous. Thank you, John. And so started to read through your Facebook and said, I've got to figure out how to get him on the show. And so you graciously accepted.
Oh, I appreciate
I hope it's not taking your numbers down by being on here.
No, I hope it's not taking yours.
No. I don't know if they can go any lower, my friend. No, we've got such a great audience, and they're so supportive. So welcome.
Thank you.
We're former, he's also a New Jersey boy, born in New Jersey, Voorhees. And
609.
That's right. So give us a little background on you. Tell them about you while I play with this. And I'm not ignoring him, so don't give me a hard time.
Sure. So I'm originally from South Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. And despite great food and being a diehard Eagles fan, I had to make my way down south to, get away from all the snow and the cold weather. I'm really appreciating that now.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad up there. It's like their fourth nor'easter or something crazy going on.
Something crazy. And so my birthday was yesterday, and so it's supposed...
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Shameless plug there, right? And
love it.
It's supposed to be the first day of spring, and they're in snow, and so I'm happy to text my family pictures of me in sunny Florida, and I'm happy to be down here. And so I came down here to go to UCF. And
go Knights.
Go Knights.
Me too.
National champs.
That's right.
No one will take that away. My younger sister, actually goes to University of Alabama, and so she thinks that they're national champs. We're really national champs. So I know she'll see this later, so I want to make sure that she knows that 100%.
I love it.
And so I was just lucky enough to, after graduation, get adopted into the Orlando community, and that's really where I'm here to stay.
And so what did you do after, what was your degree in?
So my degree was interdisciplinary studies. I was originally a marketing degree, and I hate math. I'm really bad at math. And so if I ever do anything in life, it won't be around math. And so I realized that marketing needed all these math classes, but interdisciplinary studies, they let you take a certain amount of credit hours and 2 majors and a minor, and then you can graduate. And
so is that like an old-fashioned liberal studies degree?
Old-fashioned liberal arts degree.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, now it's interdisciplinary
Now it's got a pretty
studies.
name.
Right, exactly. So I graduated with that. 4.5 years, probably would have been longer if I would have stuck to marketing. But now I work in marketing, and I work in public service, and I just try to help to get involved in the community.
I love that. And so you didn't have to deal with the math.
Correct.
Look who came on. My guy, Eisenberg. It's TJ.
I was telling you about TJ.
He literally was telling me about you, TJ. So we have to meet. I would love to meet with you and talk about shows and that kind of stuff. But we were literally just talking about you before the show. It just happens. Well, you've got it on yours. I've got it going. We've got it going everywhere.
This isn't just
which
you
is
and I.
Good. No, it's not just you and I. But isn't it nice?
It is nice.
You're
I
just
do
having
like
a conversation. So marketing though, that's so wide range.
It is. It is.
So we love you, Shirley. I don't think we got a picture last night, Shirley. I feel bad about that. We need to get our pictures together. We were at the Wine and Dine, Winter Park Wine and Dine.
Shirley has great food, I heard. So.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Would love to give her a plug.
Yeah.
So marketing, though, that used to be in the old days. If you got a marketing degree, you went into sales.
Sure.
But that's different now. It's not as salesy.
Correct.
So talk about that.
So sales is a dirty word now, apparently.
It is.
You know? And so now it's business development. I think marketing is becoming a dirty word also, because everyone's seeing ads everywhere. And,
right.
You know, everything is sponsored. And so I think that marketing now is becoming business growth, or like a growth partner, so in a sense.
I like that.
And so I think that's the new term for it. I think it's finding out how to, you know, have businesses adapt to this world. I think that people are constantly working to adapt to our, you know, new digital age, and I think businesses need just as much help. And I think it's almost being a business psychologist and understanding their market and how they're going to get there and helping them grow in any way that they can.
Well, and I think there's so many more opportunities. Hey, Miranda, she said happy belated birthday.
Oh, thanks, Miranda.
We love Miranda. Miranda, your name just came up today. Debo just messaged me about you, so you guys must have fun at Thomas's event yesterday. Well, we love you too. But I'll reach out to you for that too. See, this is the interaction part that I love.
Yeah,
it's
this
so
is
good.
Cool.
But I think that so many businesses, they're afraid of anything that has to do with digital marketing, social media, because they only know it as a place they check in with their high school friends and see how bad they look, since it's been so long since high school. That's what a lot of people my age do or did. They don't understand the nuances of actually doing business on it, and they're afraid of it. So they're also afraid of younger people like you, because they really have no point of reference.
And so it's people.
No, but it's a scary prospect to go in and go, well, I've run this business. I know I need to get into the social world or the digital world. And yet they're missing out on so much if they don't.
For sure. And I consider myself Jewish, right? So I'm not really religious, but my personal messiah is Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you listen to him at all.
Every day.
And one of the things that he says is just like, listen, a majority of this planet is on social media. You can't deny that. And so it's not looking at social media as you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to get people to come to you. It's you have to reach these people where they are and the way that they want to digest that and adapt to the market. And enough people haven't gotten their mindset around that yet, but I think the world's coming to it.
Well, I think people are also seeing, because Facebook ads and boosts and all of that they're making it easier. They've certainly dumbed it down so my age group can kind of figure out, I can hit a button, and then it's like 3 questions later and I'm boosting an ad.
Well, I don't want to hijack your conversation, but I'm going to.
Please.
So I think one of the most frustrating things about this most recent election process is people wigging out over these Russia Facebook ads that I think have been made out to be a lot scarier than they are. I market for businesses. I have bought ads in other countries before. You know, I think that we've just become lazy people. We don't want to read past the headline.
It's true.
Another thing Gary Vaynerchuk says, you know, social media just exposes us. I think one of the things that exposed us is that we don't like reading into things, whether that was the newspaper, whether that was watching, you know, a little clip from a TV show and thinking you know the whole thing and the whole story behind it, to now just seeing a little article pop up and you know, what they did and what was being done is not moral and isn't right, but it's certainly not illegal, and I do not know why these social media companies are being brought to Congress to testify when it should be
big
more
on the news right now, right?
Right.
Didn't Mark Zuckerberg just go on the news yesterday or day before and had basically his comeuppance in front of the world, or at least that's what it looked like.
Correct.
Once again, I'm probably one of those people. I haven't looked into it and don't know exactly what's going on with it. But I understand it's all about Russia.
Right.
But they had sites that they allowed to be promoted and things like that. But what social media, all media does, it's very, very scary sometimes.
It is.
And then they make it more scary.
Correct. It's really easy to put up a website now and put whatever you want on it and get people to see it. And that's the scary part. But I think we're fighting the wrong issues. I think that's the way on a lot of problems, is we're fighting the wrong issues on this, and we're fighting these companies rather than fighting the way that we are as people. You know, when it comes to gun rights, you know, we're always about either restricting gun rights or, you know, expanding it. But what about 3D printed guns that don't have barcodes that are now emerging that people can make for really cheap prices? We're always looking at the wrong problem and thinking 2 steps behind instead of 2 steps ahead. And that's where, you know, I'm so excited to be working in organizations and in this community, getting people to pay attention to the whole problem and the whole issue and see if we can all come together and make some solutions.
Is that what motivated you to run for office? Because running for office takes a lot. I mean, that's a big step.
Sure.
So what was that part of your motivation? And what did you want to do if you got into office?
So this is a funny story. So I was never politically motivated. I told you my whole family's still, for the most part, up in New Jersey. There's no political background there at all. Honestly, I had my whole marketing background. I realized it was a big election year coming up. This was before Trump even talked about getting involved in the race. So there wasn't a lot of chatter, but I knew it was an election year. It's a presidential election. And I was watching a lot of West Wing, and I said, you know what? I don't know who my congressperson is. And so I realized I didn't know who my county seat was. I didn't know anything about anything with politics. And so one day I didn't tell my girlfriend or my friends or my family. I went to the elections office. And I went to the county. I said, what's the lowest but highest position I could run for? And she said, no one's filed for your county commissioner seat. And I said, cool, put my name in. How hard can it be, right? All I see is blue signs everywhere.
That's awesome.
And so I even reached out to my current county commissioner at the time. I thought he was termed out, Ted Edwards. Hey, Ted, if you're watching. I don't know if he is or not. But and so I reached out to him. I got a nice letter back saying, LOL, because I told him I was running for a seat. I wanted to pick his brain. And I thought he was termed out. Turns out he wasn't.
No, it was not.
I went home. I got 3 calls from reporters asking me what my plan was. I was able to get my way through those interviews.
I was going to say.
Oh my God, what did I get myself into? And so I stayed awake for about 48 hours looking at the county budget. I treated it like a P&L statement. I circled where there was deficits and where there was issues and where I thought I could make a difference. And then I went and door knocked. I didn't even get the fundraise for elections. I raised $7,000, and most of which was from my grandma. That's it. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Grandma.
Exactly. Thanks, Grandma. Yeah, I didn't even know that you had the fundraise. I thought, there was just blue signs. That's all I knew about elections.
Right.
So I learned on the go. I did it wrong, but I learned a lot.
You learned a lot.
I learned a lot. I tell everyone to run for office. I really do, because you learn so much, and if you have one good idea that gets out to the public, you win. Don't burn bridges. It's not about going out there and making everyone else look bad. And it's about just putting out one good idea and fighting hard to get that idea heard.
You had a pretty contentious race, though. I'm not saying you were contentious.
I was contentious. I learned lessons, though, like I said.
And by the way, Devin says he's concerned. I'm drinking water. Are you feeling okay, Ted? Yes.
Just
Devin.
Hydrated. You're feeling hydrated.
I'm hydrated right now, Devin. We're golden. But yeah, you had a very interesting race. It was Ted and Tim and you. Were there just the 3 of you?
No. There's actually the sitting commissioner, Commissioner
that's right,
Bonilla.
Emily.
So she wound up winning and has been doing her job and right across the street.
It's amazing. But I love the fact that you took the bull by the horns and you did something instead of all the talk and the rhetoric.
Sure.
And that's some of the frustration I think a lot of people feel. They want to make a change. They don't know how, and so they become paralyzed, or they kind of get in that mode of, well, there's really nothing that I can do.
Sure.
And that's not true.
It's not true at all.
So you do the research on your own, and that's what Greg said he did, and I believe you. I think it's awesome.
But it's hard to do the research. There's not a lot of good sources.
Correct. That's the other problem, and I think people become overwhelmed. We talked about this on the show recently, where you can Google something and you think you're getting accurate information, and you're not. And then there's 10 sites that tell you one thing, 10 that say something else. By the time you've scrolled through the 3rd page of 10 sites, you're out. You don't want to deal with it anymore.
Correct.
And people give up.
Yeah.
And I think that is the unfortunate thing, that people really do sometimes want to do the research, but then they can't maneuver through the minutia.
But that's what you get when you have candidates running for office saying, school teacher, father, dog lover. You know what I mean? You go, okay, I like dogs. All right.
Right. Love that person. That's all.
Cool. And so that's where, after I ran for office, I saw that a lot of information was being put out in debates for a lot of these local offices. And meanwhile, on the presidential scale, right, people are having drinking parties and watch parties, and those debates are beating Monday Night Football's numbers.
Right.
On local scales, it's not happening. Meanwhile, I have friends, like I said, I didn't come from a political background. I have friends coming to my debates and had a great time. They learned from other races. They saw some goofy candidates and some good candidates from other races, and most of them voted. I don't want to say all because I don't know, but most of them I'd like to assume voted. And so what I realized is there's an organization, a Commission on Presidential Debates, that's there to make sure that they're getting promoted, that it's reaching voters, that it's being done in a nonpartisan way. And they have the Commission on International Debates, but that's where it left. And so how can we expect people to get involved with local elections when there's nothing grabbing them? So we went ahead and trademarked trademarked and created the Commission on Local Debates. And so we're starting here in Orange County, and we're hoping to expand county by county, state by state, but we're looking to do two things. One, create a platform for debates that are nonpartisan, a standard across the board that brings all of them to the same standard. And then secondly, we want to provide a platform where the average voter can come, they can learn what their state rep does, what their county commissioner does. They can plug in their address, see who that person is, watch a debate with that person in it, and then learn when and where they can vote. And we're hoping that that's the educational but still engaging and honestly entertaining platform that brings in more voter engagement.
Most definitely entertaining, but the engagement and
yes.
people, so you're giving them a platform. What
Correct.
happens? You're inviting all of the candidates, say, for one race.
Correct.
And then because it's newer for you,
sure.
have you met any kind of resistance from the candidates wanting to get involved or wanting to commit?
No, candidates love it because it gives them a platform to reach voters. Incumbents that don't do their job hate it.
I was exactly. That's sort of what I was thinking.
Incumbents that do their job love it.
Right.
Incumbents that don't do their job hate it. And that's the goal. Is we're just promoting an open, transparent platform. And if you're not doing your job and you're not doing things right and you're trying to keep things under the rug, we're going to expose it. And then you're probably not going to be in that seat any longer. But if you're doing a great job, I don't see why this isn't great for you.
Well, I agree. And I think it's a great way because, again, people get so much of their information online. They look at things online. Right. And so to give them access and accessibility is so important.
Correct.
To the candidates or the incumbent, it's critical. So,
correct.
But I would imagine that incumbents who have maybe been in a long time or have issues in their
sure.
office would avoid it like the plague.
Sure.
But isn't that's just so great that we now have a platform to do that? Because if I was
correct.
running for office, I would absolutely love to have that platform to get in front of people. And a lot of times on debates, they think that the moderator sure. is partisan. So how do you all work that with the moderation?
Sure. So we have a nonpartisan board, and we have a board on a national level, on a state level, and on a county level. And that board is a nonpartisan makeup. No party can hold the majority in it, so there's never going to be 51% of any given party. So no matter what area you're in, there's usually two major party splits, whether it's Republican and Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Democrat, and wherever you're at. And so we're hoping that having no party majority and having at least 10% in a non-number be non-party affiliated or third-party affiliated is going to make sure that every decision, all of those questions, making sure the right people get invited, all
sure.
of that's going to be done on a very non-partisan level.
And have you already begun to invite a lot of candidates to have debates? Because there's so much going
sure.
on this year. I mean,
sure.
we're March, and there's already stuff going out. There's already been some interesting articles in the paper and interesting races that
sure.
are coming to fruition. So, when's your next debate, or how do the debates work? Are they timed
sure.
out closer to the election?
Yes.
To do multiple? Okay.
So we're still in startup mode now. So like I said, we're focused only on Orange County, and so in June, voters can expect the debate to be held, with either a partner of ours or with us directly, and that's going to be for school board chair and for Orange County mayor. And then once we move to general elections, which is for the November election, in September, voters can expect a debate from us for all of their state house seats in Orange County and congressional.
Interesting. So Orange County mayor and school board
correct.
chair. So I've had on Pete Clark who's
yeah.
running for mayor, and I've had on Robert Prater, who's running for school board chair.
Correct.
It's just a fascinating
sure.
stuff, though. I love
it
to
is.
talk to them because they're willing. That's why I think what you're doing is so important. All this grassroots, if you're willing to engage
sure.
in that, and it not all be about viewership on your local news channel,
right?
And you're willing to really reach out to the people, it just gives it so much better representation, I think.
It's very true.
So
very true.
I love what you're doing. So
I appreciate it.
I'm fascinated. I can't wait to see how they respond. Have you already started to reach out to them a little bit and go, hey, June's coming around the corner?
We have. We're in some talks with some organizations looking to partner. And so that's really our goal, is just to get through 2018 on Orange County, get the secret sauce down, and then look in 2020 where we can replicate that on local elections in different counties or statewide elections in Florida and other states.
We got to watch out for that. We'll post all that. I'm not wrapping up tonight, but we will post everything. So talk about Tiger Bay.
Sure. So that's a different hat that I wear.
That's
a newer hat.
Multi-hatted.
Yeah, so Tiger Bay is a great nonpartisan organization in the area. We're a club. We're a political club. It's for political nerds like myself and like I'm assuming yourself and
Absolutely.
other members in the community. We all come together once a month. And we either have a fantastic debate that we hold for our members, whether it's a topic debate, whether it's a debate for a specific local race, or we bring in a panel or a speaker on an issue and really educate the leaders and the political leaders of our community on these issues and making sure that, as they go around and people are seeking their input on these issues, they're being able to give their educated feedback and an educated response, and they know what's going on in the greater Orlando area.
I love that. So the most recent one that I went to, which has been a while,
sure.
David Siegel was there, and
yeah,
he talked
sure.
about his push on basically anti-opioids and the
sure.
opioid crisis because of his daughter Victoria that passed. And so that was a very powerful meeting, and
yep,
I loved
exactly.
that. Very engaged. You had you had at least one sheriff's rep there. It was a panel. You had a panel of
Correct.
people, if I remember, and that was so powerful. Now, how does the general person, if they hear this and they want to get involved,
sure.
Can anybody be part of Tiger Bay?
Anyone can be part of Tiger Bay. We usually ask for a member referral, and that way we just know that you're affiliated with somebody in our organization, but it's not required. They can go to tigerbay.org. This month, our speaker, we have a debate going on. We have Senator Linda Stewart, who's a senator in District 13 in Orange County, and State Senator Dennis Baxley, who is a state senator in District 14, and they're going to be debating the recent decisions on gun legislation.
Interesting. Linda popped on earlier. I saw her. I meant to say
hi.
hi.
Hey, Linda. Well, we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. So that's this upcoming Tuesday. But previously, since I've taken over in November, we've had John Morgan. We've had Roger Stone, who is a political operative for the Trump administration. We've had Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And so we're really looking to bring some of these nationwide figures that are having their influence in our community and outside of our community here to really address our club.
So Pete Crotty, I'd be more than happy to allow them to practice their grassroots effort on my campaign. I won't charge them a penny. This is tongue-in-cheek, Pete. And Pete said he and David went to the Orange County Jail with me to talk about the drug program. So thanks for posting, Pete. I appreciate that. So that's so fascinating to me. So there's so much in our community. I think that's one of the things we always talk about, and you mentioned it earlier. There's so many wonderful people doing so many things, and I think people just don't know about it unless you're in this little interesting bubble of what's going on in the city. You don't know all of the opportunities and resources that you have. That's one of the reasons I love the Mayor's Academy already, is because I'm learning stuff about my city I didn't know. And if you just Google Orlando City or go to cityoforlando.net, I mean, that's going to tell you a lot. That website's very, very powerful. But there's still more. Then you still have to dig down and drill down. And if you have the attention span of a gnat like most Americans do these days because of social media, you've got that 30-second window.
Don't blame
if you're
social
lucky.
media. We've always had that attention span.
It's so true. It's so true. But nobody wants to drill down. So if it's not in there in bright red saying, hey, I need you to look at this right now. This is what you're interested in. People don't tend to look at it. So
it's very true.
That's one of the great things about what you're doing with Tiger Bay and what you're doing with the Commission on Local Debates, which I love that name.
Thank you. We're still coming up with the abbreviation. I'm not sure if it's COLD or CLD. COLD sounds like it's just so cold.
Yeah,
that's what I mean? Like it's. I'm really against that.
There's too much tongue-in-cheek in that one.
I know. So we're probably doing CLD. CLD, that's what it is. It's CLD. We'll stick with that.
I like that. It could be anything at some point. I mean,
whatever you want it to be. If you write a donation check, you can have
that's correct. We'll run a contest for that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We're going to share all of Greg's contact information, everything that he mentioned today about Tiger Bay, the commission, how to reach him after we post the video. Any parting words of wisdom, anything you want to share with them?
Yeah, just get involved with our community as much as you can. There's so many needs and there's so many ways that people can contribute. I was talking to a gentleman that cuts my hair the other day, and he's like, I wish I had time to volunteer. And I said, honestly, if you gave two homeless people a haircut, a week, the impact would just be so great. And so whatever you're doing, look to double that, but for good. Look for opportunities that you can have fun and give back. Just like really immerse yourself in this community, because I mean that's what makes life most worth living. So that's just what I got to say as far as words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Those are great words of wisdom. You've been a joy to have on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh my God, no, the energy. Everybody can feel it. Lots of people popping on, and even Pete Crotty said Greg is a great guy.
You're a great guy, Pete.
We love you, Pete. So we'll post everything. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
What a great show, and we love you guys. See you tomorrow.
See ya.